Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted source for the most compelling and up-to-date developments surrounding the Iraqi dinar. As we dive into today's unfolding events, please remember that the financial landscape is rapidly evolving, especially when it comes to sensitive updates about private currency exchanges. The information we present aims to help dinar holders stay informed, vigilant, and prepared. The date today is May 30, 2025, and what you're about to hear may very well be the start of something monumental in the global currency space. Have you heard the latest chatter circulating through the dinar community? There's increasing speculation that could potentially shift the entire landscape for Iraqi dinar holders. At the center of this growing conversation is Bank of America. Yes, one of the most powerful and well-established banking institutions in the United States. Allegedly, this major player has begun handling private IQD, Iraqi dinar exchanges, in a manner that's raising eyebrows across financial circles. Unlike the typical unverified rumors that tend to surface on obscure forums, this time the buzz is more persistent and widespread. Numerous claims have emerged from self-identified clients, whispers within exclusive currency groups, and even heightened investor activity. These converging signs suggest that something significant may indeed be taking place behind the scenes. In just the past 2 days, multiple reports suggest that Bank of America has discreetly started facilitating Iraqi dinar exchanges, but strictly under limited private conditions. These are not casual teller-we-know requests. Instead, individuals claim they were directed to specialized banking staff, such as private wealth advisors or members of the foreign currency department. Some even mention being required to return with specific documentation, like government-issued identification, original purchase receipts from licensed dealers, and proof of currency legitimacy. This meticulous process, if true, implies that Bank of America is following a tightly regulated and compliance-driven model. It could also indicate that the bank is running a behind-the-scenes trial, a soft launch, if you will, to evaluate internal systems, test regulatory frameworks, and prep for broader rollouts in the future. This approach would make strategic sense. Historically, most U.S. banks have steered clear of the Iraqi dinar due to challenges like volatility, convertibility concerns, and global compliance restrictions. But if this tide is turning, it marks a major change in how U.S. financial institutions perceive and interact with the dinar. Digging deeper into these alleged exchanges, some individuals claim they weren't served at public counters but were instead escorted into private meeting rooms within the bank. These off-the-grid consultations add another layer of mystery and caution, indicating this may still be a highly selective service, likely reserved for clients who meet certain banking thresholds or possess long-standing institutional relationships. If these claims are accurate, Bank of America could be maneuvering to become an industry leader in a space most institutions have historically avoided. Keeping the process quiet allows them to mitigate risks, fine-tune internal procedures, and avoid the chaos of premature public exposure. Now, what about the exchange rates? This is where the fog thickens. According to the range of unofficial claims, some individuals were allegedly offered the Central Bank of Iraq's official rate, which currently sits at roughly 1,310 IQD per US dollar. But more startling are claims of speculative exchange offers at much higher rates, anywhere from $3.50 to as high as $6.00 per dinar. However, none of these reports include verifiable documentation, no screenshots, rate sheets, or official confirmations. Moreover, Bank of America has remained silent, issuing no public acknowledgement to support or refute these stories. If these exchanges are indeed occurring, they're likely taking place in very controlled, limited environments. And while the potential upside is undeniably attractive, jumping to conclusions about a full revaluation would be premature and possibly misleading. Still, even without official confirmation, the potential impact is hard to ignore. If Bank of America is quietly facilitating exchanges, it could prompt other financial giants like J.P. Morgan Chase, Citibank, or Wells Fargo to begin exploring similar operations. That sort of domino effect could signify a growing acceptance of the Iraqi dinar as a more legitimate and tradable currency within U.S. financial systems. For those holding physical IQD, this could finally mark the start of a long-awaited shift. But that doesn't mean the road ahead is without caution. The key here is preparation, not panic. Being ahead of the curve means staying informed and getting organized, not assuming the finish line has already been crossed. So what practical steps can you take if you own dinar? First, organize all relevant documents. Ensure you have purchase receipts from licensed currency dealers, official invoices, and any email confirmations or transaction records related to your IQD holdings. These could become essential if banks start requiring verification to process exchanges. Second, protect your physical currency. Store your dinar notes in a secure, dry, and damage-free environment. Torn or questionable-looking bills could be rejected, even in a legitimate exchange process. Third, begin initiating respectful conversations at your local bank branches. Don't demand answers or push for confirmation, but it doesn't hurt to ask if they deal with foreign currencies, specifically the Iraqi dinar. Even if branch staff are unaware now, you're laying the groundwork to be among the first notified if procedures change. Zooming out, the possible involvement of Bank of America may also indicate increased faith in Iraq's economic outlook. Over recent months, Iraq has taken notable steps to stabilize its financial system. This includes securing major oil agreements, boosting foreign reserves, and implementing tighter restrictions on black market currency activity. These moves are key signals of broader financial reform. For international banks, confidence in a country's currency usually follows after such reforms take hold. These steps could also be part of larger discussions around regional de-dollarization, oil-backed currencies, and new global trade systems that lessen reliance on the U.S. dollar. With growing momentum in these areas, the idea of the dinar appreciating in value becomes more than just speculation. It starts to appear strategically possible. But make no mistake, this excitement also invites risk. The growing buzz around exchanges and revaluation attracts opportunists. Bad actors and scammers are known to capitalize on periods of uncertainty and hope. They may pose as brokers offering exclusive VIP exchange rates or insider access. Do not fall for it. Never send your physical currency to someone promising faster results or secret deals. Only work with certified financial institutions. And remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Even if Bank of America is conducting limited test exchanges, it's most likely through invitation-only services under a tightly controlled regulatory umbrella. There are no shortcuts to legitimate wealth. Any meaningful revaluation will happen under full legal compliance, and it will be publicly verifiable. Also, be aware of your tax responsibilities. Should you exchange IQD for USD and receive gains, those profits will be taxable. The IRS treats foreign currency gains as capital gains, and you'll need to report them, so prepare in advance. Keep records and speak with a licensed tax advisor who understands foreign currency regulations. The last thing you want is a surprise tax bill on top of your windfall. So where do things really stand as of today, May 30th, 2025? There has still been no official announcement from Bank of America, the Federal Reserve, or any other major U.S. financial institution confirming that public IQD exchanges are underway, nor has there been verification of any speculative rates. All claims remain based on anecdotal testimonies, online forums, and unverified private reports. That doesn't mean the story is false, but it does mean you must approach every development with both hope and caution. Stay informed, stay prepared, protect your investments, and above all, don't make decisions based purely on hype or hearsay. The team at Iraqi Dinar News will continue monitoring the situation and providing timely updates. If and when verified changes emerge, we'll be here to break it down with facts, not speculation. Until then, patience and preparation remain your strongest allies.